Bienvenidos al segmento de la Compañía Eléctrica de Nashville. Le hemos pedido a nuestros clientes que nos envíen fotos para mostrarnos cómo están ahorrando energía. Veamos. Me parece que Miriam es extremadamente ahorrativa. No tiene que ser extremadamente ahorrativo para conservar electricidad y así ahorrar dinero en su cuenta de la luz. Vamos a darle unos consejos fáciles de aplicar. Haga la prueba del billete. Cierre su nevera con un billete entre la puerta y la nevera. Luego trate de sacar el billete jalándolo. Si el billete sale fácilmente, puede ser que la nevera necesite nuevos empaques o que usted necesite una nevera nueva. Planee sacar de la nevera lo que necesita antes de abrirla. No mantenga la puerta de la nevera abierta por mucho tiempo. Deje que la comida se enfríe antes de guardarla en la nevera. La comida caliente aumenta la temperatura en la nevera y hace que la nevera se demore mucho más en enfriarse. Llene la lavadora de ropa completamente antes de usarla y use agua fría cuando sea posible. Limpie el filtro de la secadora cada vez que la vaya a usar. Esperamos que estos consejos los ponga en práctica y ahorre energía y dinero en su cuenta de electricidad. Para más información, visite la página de internet que aparece en pantalla. Gracias.
Hi, this is Deborah Allen and you're watching Entertainment Circle.
Every time I talk to Deborah Allen, it's like flowers and, she's so easygoing and charismatic. Es muy carismática, Deborah Allen, so you have to go check out her music. But now we have to talk to Andrew Heller, all the way from Texas. Desde Texas, Andrew Heller, watch. How are you, Andrew?
Fine, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. How you been?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. This is a great week. There's just a chance to see a lot of people that have been voices over the phone doing radio interviews, or just people we've talked to about various songs, composers we know, DJs we know. It's just been a wonderful chance to meet people.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time because I am having a good time. You were here last year during the flood, and you were over there in Music Row helping the musicians that lost all the instruments. Tell us a little bit about that story.
Well, we were scheduled to actually record an album the day before the river crested. And we were called by Mr. Skaggs. Ricky Skaggs calls, said, "You can't make it in, don't try to come up." And we rescheduled for a month and then. But late that afternoon he called us and said, "You've got to come up. Every one of your musicians lost instruments over at the flood, over at Soundcheck." And Soundcheck was completely underwater. And that's where the musicians store their instruments. And they lost everything.
Wow.
And a lot of your musicians lost parts of their homes. Can you come up tomorrow? Well, the river was cresting that night. This was Monday night. And we checked and checked and checked and found we could make it. We called Ricky up very early in the morning, got in our airplane. When we landed, the water was that far below the runway over at John Tunes. And we were able to take back roads to get to Hendersonville over to Ricky Skaggs' studio, and our musicians finally were able to make it in. The first song we recorded was a song written by a Nashville resident, Boomer Castleman, called Reach Out, which reminded us about reaching out to other people and helping other people. And this was a time that was very important for everyone.
Yes, of course.
And if you remember, as the water came down, every neighbor was reaching out to every other, but we wanted to bring it to the country. So we recorded that song, got the Jordanaires, the three surviving Jordanaires, Ray, who I think is 94, Louis Nunley, who's 82, Gordon Stoker, who I think just turned 80. They came out and worked with us, and we gave the song to the city to use in any way they could to help raise money for the people who'd lost their homes and lost really a good portion of their lives in that flood. The national press didn't do much for them.
That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. It was much appreciated by everybody. Well, let's talk about something more romantic.
So,
about I Do. Tell me about this song.
I Do is a song written by a country writer from Texas named Jamie McAllister. McAllister wrote this song, 6 or 7 years ago. He heard my version of I Believe, which we took to #1 on the charts, and called me and he said, "I have a song that I wrote, but I've never given it to anybody, but I've heard your version of I Believe. I think you could sing this.
Okay.
Can I send it to you?" And he sent it to me. I put it on and listened to his demo of him singing his own song, very simple demo, and I called him within 5 minutes and said, I'm going to record this.
That's awesome.
It is the most beautiful wedding song, the most beautiful anniversary song, the most beautiful Valentine song you'll ever hear. If you go to a wedding where this is performed, you will remember it. If your boyfriend, your lover, your husband ever sings this to you, you will never forget it.
I got holes in both of my shoes while I'm a walking case of the blues. I saw a dollar bill yesterday, but the wind just blew it away. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why?